guys. I'm so glad you made it through Thanksgiving and you're back with me this week to share some energy. Now, last week when we left off, we were talking about our angel numbers and we got to number 8 and the next one was 9. So I want to pick up where we left off and get right into angel number 999, which is going to segue into our guest today. That's right. We have a guest today I'm very excited about, and it just dovetails perfectly. So let's get right into 999. 9 is a number that I really love and have been seeing a lot lately. And I think that probably our guest and the person our guest will be speaking about, I think it's a number they can relate to as well, because it deals with spiritual laws and karma and enlightenment and light working. Light working means helping our fellow humans, helping the people around us with our energy and our light. Service to humanity. Big clue here for what we'll be talking about today. Service to humanity, the humanitarian, leading by a positive example, philanthropy, charity, another clue here, self-sacrifice, selflessness, destiny, your sole purpose and mission, generosity, your higher perspective, romance, inner strength, public relations, responsibility, and loyalty. It's about brilliance and discretion and inner wisdom and empathy and artistic genius and communication and being a visionary. Like the person we'll be talking about today, many of them had visions and they were holding visions. And that's such an important part of what it takes to kind of bring your dream to fruition, is having that vision first, against all odds and against what people may think you should be doing. Being a visionary, the duty that is calling you to rise to a bigger, greater version of yourself. Mysticism, optimism, and divine wisdom. So it's something that, like I said, it's such a perfect way to leave our Thanksgiving. We've been grateful. We have given, we have eaten, we have been with our fellow people and our family. And now we get into this place where we're expansive, and it's the season of giving. But with giving comes charity, and these are two things that need to be intertwined and not forgotten about. And our guest today, I'm so excited to introduce her, wears many hats and deals with a lot of those themes under those hats. She is a entrepreneur. She is a mother. She is a spouse. She is a sister. And today you guys are going to get to see her do a great balancing act, because she's going to take off one hat and put on another one. Today she's here acting as lead spokesperson, volunteer spokesperson for the Nana's House charity. That 999, guys. She is a person who has an amazing heart of gold, but she's got a mind for business. This girl is busy and she is getting things done. She's a mover and a shaker, and I'm so happy to have her here today. Tabitha, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mona. And again, I appreciate you taking the time to allow me to be here. It's good to be here today.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad to kind of talk about this, because Nana's House is a charity that is near and dear to both of our hearts, you know? And before we begin, I just want to catch the listeners up who may not know about this amazing charity, about Nana's House. Who conceptualized it, and what is the purpose of Nana's House?
Well, Nana's House is 100% community-funded Christian children's home, and it was founded a few years back by Kim Frodge and her husband, Eric. They're both local residents of Brevard County.
Oh.
The purpose of it is to allow children to feel as if, you know, they've got a safe environment. The children coming in are coming from environments to where Nana's House is based on neglected, abused, needy, or abandoned children coming on in.
Oh, I love that acronym, because that's perfect. Neglected, abused, needy, or abandoned children. Because when I think about a warm and safe place, you know, I think about a grandmother's house or a grandmother's hug. And so Nana, I love that. And that's the name that Kim chose, and it's a brilliant way to kind of conceptualize the safety that is imbued with being in a place where you're kind of protected. And it's also really inspiring, because I was at the charity and I heard Kim, who is just this amazing powerhouse, get to talk about her dream, about this dream of Nana's House. That's amazing. How How did that come to be, that dream?
The dream started, Kim, years ago. She started literally with a dream. She kept having a reoccurring dream of how, and it all started to where she went and she volunteered at a children's home. And after not feeling the full satisfaction and having more dreams, years later, she was able to establish, her and her husband, the nonprofit charity, and continue growing ever since then.
So it all started with literally a dream.
Literally a dream that wouldn't go away. When her husband wasn't 100% sure on which direction it is, she continued writing down her dreams, putting them to a side, and years later, her husband opened that envelope and made that dreams and worked with her to make that a reality.
I love that. I love that they kind of came together about the dream. And so now they've got this place and it's reality. Kids can go there. What is the process of referring these needy, abused, or abandoned children to Nana's house? How does a child get into Nana's house?
Okay. Well, anyone can refer a child to Nana's house. Most of the children do come to Nana's house either when their parents, grandparents, legal guardians, they might have to give up custody or unable to take care of them, or if these children experience the loss of their guardian or had to be removed unexpectedly due to abuse or neglect. Nana's house does receive the legal guardianship of the children. Each child is able to live in a home with house parents, and they're able to give each child, the learning techniques along with the faith and everything that they give to get them up and going and giving them a new opportunity.
Wow. So they give them a complete foundation. And here's the thing, though. This is the thing that comes to mind for a lot of people is you're giving them a foundation, and anybody that has a child, and you're a mother, raising a child costs money. It's a lot of moving parts here with Nana's house. How is this wonderful charity funded?
This charity is funded 100% of proceeds. There is no state funding. Everything is 100% volunteer. They're a 501(c)(3) organization, and they're accredited through the Florida Association of Christian Child Care Agencies.
Wow. I didn't know that about them. I didn't know that it was that involved.
Yes, and then in addition, they do have 2 local thrift cottages here in Brevard. They're off of Malabar.
Oh.
And all of the proceeds given from those thrift cottages are given back to the house.
Listen, let me tell you guys, the thrift cottages are my jam. The one especially on Malabar. I know there's another one. I have not been to that one yet, but I have found some amazing deals there. They are so friendly, so warm. And the people working behind the counter, I understand, are volunteers. Isn't that correct?
Yes. There is nobody that is on payroll through Nana's house. Everyone is 100% volunteer work.
Which is just amazing because the service you receive when you go to Nana's house feels like you're going to a premium, top-notch boutique. That's what it feels like to me. They are really paying attention to you. They remember you when you come back in. They hold things for you. They have fitting areas. It's just a lovely space. It's really in a home. It's actually inside of a home. So it's very quaint. And I would not ever have imagined, I didn't know until right now, that those people were not being paid because the service is top-notch. So their hearts are really, really big. That's amazing. So many of the funds are coming from us, from the community, you listeners out there. And that's incredible outpouring for these kids. But I have to ask, the kids are there. They are given a foundation. They are financially provided for. They are lovingly and emotionally provided for. How long can they stay in? What happens to them once they leave Nana's house?
They can stay as long as they need to stay.
As long as they need to?
Yes. One of the beautiful things about Nana's house is, going through hardships in life, is parents aren't always necessarily able to make the right choices. And granted, people may make wrong choices. Nana's house gives them an option to make things right and to put them back into a home with their children. However, if things don't work out and they're not able to follow through with that, the children can stay with Nana's house to adult age and even continue going on with their college education on the expenses of the Nana's House Foundation.
Wow. Wait, so you're talking about from infancy until college is what they are affording these children via this charity?
And I would say even greater than college. It's just one of those things that are forever a part of your family.
Wow. I feel that from Kim. Here's the thing. seeing her, getting to be around her energy. If you guys ever have a chance to meet her, she's this little package of dynamite. She's just a really warm and welcoming person. It's so amazing that Kim and her team are able and willing at Nana's house to really see these children throughout all the stages of their life and kind of help bring them into fruition of their own dreams, you know? And speaking of those dreams, I have seen you, Miss Tabitha, working away at your business. Will you tell the listeners exactly what it is that you do and where that first ember of a dream ignited for you?
Okay. Well, I'm a local broker here in Brevard County. My primary focus of business is handling the health and the supplemental sides of insurance. It all began back in 2004 when I was still going through school. I had dual enrolled in a medical billing class. And just trying to create a email, I created an email called TLR Insurance at yahoo.com. And throughout the years, in 2005, I moved to Florida, and based on the job opportunities I came into, I ended up getting back into the insurance business in 2005. And back in 2016, actually earlier this year, TLR Insurance actually became a reality. It became an established business here in Brevard County.
Okay, I've got to stop you right here because this is a golden nugget, listeners. Okay, you spoke the life you are living today into existence over yourself at 17. You made an email that said TLR Insurance at Yahoo at 17 in a dual enrollment class in high school.
Yeah. So we can say, yes, I built my vision. Honestly, I won't give me too much credit because I was just trying to get an email address with my, with my initials, but absolutely.
Just trying to pass a class.
So you can take something and you can just run with that and grow just from the simplest things.
You know what? I really want to just hone in on this. You put it into writing, even though it was like our newfangled writing because we're all in this new cyber world, but you typed something down, you wrote it down, and you put it into writing. And this is kind of what got you started. But were there any other mitigating factors in your decision to go into the insurance field? Because when I think of insurance, I'm like, I don't necessarily feel like the woo, but I know it's needed. We all need insurance. We all have insurance. So what made you really want to get into that more? That's a fascinating field for someone so young.
Yeah. Well, between 2005 and 2011, our family experienced some major hardships. And the first one being in 2005 when my dad had passed at the age of 44 to cancer.
Oh.
And you realize at that time, you have a man with 3 children, what things can occur with that, whether it's the outstanding medical bills, not having proper life insurance. So it always stayed in my mind. 2008, I had lost my 19-year-old brother to a heart attack. I think that was the biggest wake-up call because we had just went through an open enrollment. And I remember looking at a product that was $12, and that $12 could have prevented my mom from the biggest heartache of trying to come up with the cost to bury their child at the age of 19.
$12 would have afforded how much coverage?
It would have given my brother $75,000 if he survived up to 3 times in his life, or if he was to pass, which he did, it would have paid a $75,000 death benefit to our family.
Wow. So that was really a pivotal kind of moment for you in shifting and understanding the importance of insurance, which I wouldn't think that someone in their 20s would be thinking about, I need insurance,
Yeah. It was just one of those things you wanted to learn more about it, or you just weren't going to pay any attention. And when you're going through that hardship, if you aren't paying attention, it just makes it so much more complicated. And the biggest wake-up call was in 2011. We had a nephew that was born and passed within 6 months of age due to cancer. And seeing the local charities get involved in the way that they communicated and educated my sister on the options of what was available to her, that was my wake-up call of, hey, I need to get out there and start working in the insurance field and communicating benefits properly so no one's ever going through the hardships that families go through when critical things happen or an unexpected loss.
Right, and communicating properly is the operative phrase there, because I have seen you work